Hello. What's going on, guys? Raphael 7286, Mr. Tacpan's right back at you. Just made a video, but they screwed up all the sound. I was talking about Nibiru. How do I look at Nibiru and this entire planet? This is a matrix system, and all you have to do is look at your calculator, look at the face of the phone, and how the numbers are set up, the way pi is written and why pi doesn't end. Nibiru is real. When the sun hits on the morning or at night, you seem to see the pink or the red that is at the top on both sides, turning the skies pink, usually in the late afternoon. Lighting up a rainbow, colors that come out of the earth, out of the water. Why? Because they exist somewhere else. It's a matrix, it's an electronical system. Computers have existed for thousands of years. Just because of the face of your phone, and it's all about 9 and 10. 19. And half of who you are as the avatar is 19.5. Which also is a crossover on your phone, 1, 5, and 9, totaling 1 part of 15, which is 1 part of the egg. You make the whole cross, you got 30. Nibiru is real. Could be a transformer. Planet X, another transformer. Controlled planets. We are inside, like a gem, like a diamond, inside another planet. You don't have to believe me, that's okay. I only had the dreams, so it's proof enough to me. It's not the dreams of what I saw, it's the feelings and what I wrote down when I was done. I could never get the direct answer in the dreams, it never worked. But I wrote down on everything. Nibiru, is there going to be a planet move, planet turn? I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I'm hoping something happens. Can they block this out? Just like they block out and they put us a moon every 28 days? They give us a bigger moon sometimes because the old moon is down. The old moon is out of the area, so they bring a new moon in. You don't think they can change moons? You don't think our solar system is held up by 4 other planets? Maybe, Jupiter perhaps, the center core, maybe Saturn? The 2 of them have 120 odd moons. I used to be able to say the 2 of them have 124 moons, but it seems like they have 127 now. How is it that over time we get more and more moons, yet Earth doesn't get any? What, they call in a moon? Hey, we need a new moon. Nibiru? Whatever it is, my friends, I think we just have the hats pulled over our eyes. They don't put a chicken on top of the church for nothing. And I know I'm talking a little bit about an Irish kite, because it's not an Irish kite. Any emblem you see, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, CC and P, or CPC, 316 and 3, 22 bust. 3 and 3 creation of Coca-Cola, and Pepsi-Cola PNC. Personal computer? The computers have existed a long time before us. And everything runs that way. And Mark Rodin's coil that runs perfectly to the universe proves that. The face of the phone, Rubik's Cube, the baseball, or any item we use for sports. How sports is used in our system for us and against us. Don't forget, this is all supposed to be against us. We have to learn in this world. And we cannot learn if it was all served to us on a silver platter. This is the rotation. 2 sides of rotation, this is what it creates. If we flip it upside down, it more or less looks like a wolf. Talking about wolf and fox, if you add up the numerological count, 101. If you count the world of 50 and 51, because you start and you end. You cannot end at 51, you start at 50 to 51. Sort of less saying 7 and 7 are 49. 50 is the halfway point. 51 the other way brings you back to your 49-yard line. You can't go on the other side of the field. The referee's got to come and flip the coin at midfield. Then we start backing up. And you want to start backing up? Look at the map of the world. We seem to be living between 60 and 40. 1.5 times 4 is 6 or 60. 40 is the game of what? Monopoly, that's right. But you start on go, so take away 1. So it's 39. 19.5 times 2 is that 39. Now, I can throw you out another thing. What just happened on the West Coast, was it Vermont? That's a 9/11 area. It also sits, I also bring Ventnor into this, that sits near B&O, B&O Railway, and Connecticut, and is it Connecticut, Vermont, and Oriental sit at the 9/11 corner on Visiting Jail. The same angle as New York and 9/11. The autistic boy, he was autistic. I didn't even know, and just yesterday I watched Mercury Rising. And what I understand about autistic people is they have to be taught, and they cannot be taught anything by people that are not trustworthy. So he doesn't pick up a gun and go because he sees it's no good. Was he learning to use the gun? 26 people is a universal number because the 27th area of Rubik's Cube is the crossing. 26 or 622 6, 26 letter in the alphabet, all around the alphabet. 52 makes our week. And we are very weak because we don't understand when I start talking numbers. It's because I see them, I see what they do, I see where they are, I know what they do because that's where they are. I take the alphabet and I rip it apart. AC/DC, acceleration, decompression. Is that out there for nothing? You think these singers are out there for nothing? The minute these singers, okay, who are high in that element that they can receive from the earth and the sky, the minute they reach a certain age, if they're singing the wrong songs, well, you know what happens at 27, right? You know what happened to Elvis Presley? How old was he? 54? Was that 227s? How old was he? It wouldn't matter what number you're going to give me. I'm going to give you one answer anyways. That's who I am. The man with all the answers. And you know how I know I have all the answers? Because I believe in my mother, and she says, kid, you got all the answers. I go, Mom, ain't got any answers. All I got are suggestions. All I have is more of a difference of understanding of my visual point and yours. Let's study it and understand better between us so we can become better friends. Because the more friends, the less enemies. And guns, taking guns off the street, I'm not sure what to do with guns or why we have guns at all. I think they should take any gun off the street except for the big ones. And I don't know, if it's not your palm on the gun, it doesn't work. Secondly, take the bullets out. I don't think anybody should have the bullets. Let them have the guns. Give them some kind of other bullet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can shoot with other bullets, no? What is it, for distance? We have to practice for distance? We're taking out little guns to practice for distance in this kind of world that we live in. Now, I hate to remove the guns, and the only reason I hate it is because there's a lot of people that are lobbying against it. So if you have guns in one state, they drive from one state to the next state and do what they want to do. Now, out of all these shootings and everything that's went on, go back and take a good look at it. It hasn't been done by logical people at logical times and logical places. Put all these dates back together when they happen. What day of the year? What day of the leap year? This is a leap year. Okay, we have to see all the scenarios. 2001 wasn't a leap year, but there were a lot of things that happened between here and there, and there's different levels of disaster inside the cube of infinity. Because Rubik's Cube can be turned forever. It doesn't mean you have to bring all the colors together. And the only colors in this world you have to bring together are the colors you have in your mind. If they're not the right colors, your mind will not be able to tick. Colors, vibrations, all come from an association of numbers which bring on the elements that put them together that create the colors, or anything that I'm even saying right now that you hear, it's coming out of a speaker. You are not with me, yet you hear my voice, and you chose to hear my voice. Life is not that easy. I drive down the road and people cut me off, and it was snowing and icy today, and I practiced. That's what I did. Okay, Ronnie, what are we going to do? I always call myself Ronnie when I get serious. What are we going to do? So they're passing you. Live it and learn. Take it easy, man. Let them go off in the ditch. And now I'm saying to myself, well, now I'm not hoping the best for them. That's not fair from me. I don't want to hope the worst. Well, how else am I supposed to help them learn unless I tell them to go into the ditch? Okay, guys, anybody who drives too fast tonight, in the ditch. Saw a guy in the ditch. Big truck. Not that big, but pretty big. Figured in my car. In the ditch. Why? First of all, because he was probably driving too fast. I was driving 60 kilometers an hour. And I didn't end up in the ditch. Ended up at Tim Hortons. That's some kind of ditch, no? My computer screen just shut off. Okay, there we go. So we're going to end this video now. Nibiru, true or false, it doesn't matter. What you do have to know is who's looking out for us. Isn't there somebody supposed to be looking at the space? Hold on a second. I just got a phone call. Yes? No way. You just received a check for $1 trillion? Okay, listen, buddy. We're building a spaceship, and we're going up. We're going to send a drone. Yeah, we're going to send a drone into space. But when we send it into space, we can do that, right? Just go down to Africa so nobody will say anything. Where do we have to go to go into space? Who do we have to ask? Does anybody ask us? And when they do go into space, do they tell us the whole story? No, it's a secret. Why is it a secret? Why is it a secret? What in the world is this whole world about? It's all about secrets. Because everybody wants to take advantage. It's all about winning. Computers are all about winning. When you don't beat the computer, you lose. And it's all about winning. We're all computers. We all want to win. But we're human computers with the spirit and the soul, and we have to be able to choose on how to be able to accomplish the win without devouring anybody below, beside, and above. Below, beside, and above. Below, beside, and above. Wait a second, that's only 3. And we live in a square world, on a flat ground, on an oval? Wait a second, this is a football we live in. That's the way I see it. I cannot see the earth turning this way. I just can't see it. Imagine the earth is like this. Can you see it turning this way every day on this big angle? No, we see it as round, and then it seems easier to turn. No, but when it's like this, and then we have to do this, around like this, and go around the sun? I don't think so. I don't think so. But who am I? Who am I to think? I don't think. I guess. I'm schizophrenic bipolar, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Unless you, by mistake, somehow I press into the computer 6776, and then it shows up some kind of DNA that created us, and then when I take 6776 and multiply it by the 13 moons a year, I come out to 88,088. Now that's pretty weird, because 88 is what the piano is all about. Don't you remember Fred Flintstone and 88 Fingers? Don't you know that 2 hearts upside down from each other create the number 88? 2 hearts upside down, or the spade and the heart upside down. And the spade and the heart have 1 eye each. 6 eyes for the jacks. Man 6, the number of 666, comes from nowhere. The center of roulette totaling 111 average, the top of the Twin Towers, is nothing. The antenna measuring, if I can correctly remember, 29 floors, measuring out to a distance of view of 45 miles of the angle of 45, around 360 degrees, doesn't tell me they're still in communications? That building had to go down. I'm not sure who did it or decided on it. It could have been another group. And since they know in advance, because computers are here thousands of years in advance, they know what's next, and they know the time. And they know exactly what's going to happen by our input through the computers we own. They hear everything. In fact, this what I'm telling you now might not even come out. And you would never know it, because they're just going to distort my voice like they did in 100 other videos. I just cleaned everything up, and all of a sudden the next 2 videos just don't upload, and one of them screwed up in the voice. Could be the Adam's apple. Oh, rotten poison apple. Sleeping Beauty, New York. Pinocchio holding that apple going to school. When I drink my apple juice, it's brown. But when I look at it in most of the other jars, it's yellow. Something or someone is pissing on us. Raphael, 7286 on the constellation of Pegasus, and out towards Baffin Islands and Nunavut. I'll tell you another thing. The way we see the planets might be completely upside down. Somehow Mercury might end up being planet number 9 and Pluto planet number 1, but I'm not quite sure. What I do know is Jupiter is number 5. They said Saturn is number 6 and Mars is number 4, but Mars might be number 6 and Saturn might be number 4. I don't know which way up is down and down is up yet, but I do know one thing. I can look at it one way and then the other way, and then we have to figure it out. But before we figure it out, or anything I've said by the year 2017, we're most likely all going to know by some other means. But that's okay, because as long as the word travels, by any means, I'm satisfied. Thank you.